Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Watcher of Realms video. In today's video, I want to show you a little bit the team that I have used for the anniversary event campaign. I think that's what's right, that's what it's called. It's the event campaign. So first off, you start doing the story chapter ones, which they can be a little bit tricky because you basically have all the champions that count just ranked at max level, but without gear on them. So I'm not showing you how to pass those stages because in the end, most people should be able to pass them, but I'm going to show you what I managed to do for these challenges and basically how I got to. But the way that I'm going to show you is I'm going to show my team that I used. It's basically was a blind run, blind through. I basically started pushing through the levels. I got to a certain point and then I said, you know what, let me just make a video on it. So I did not watch any video of any other content creator out there because I wanted to have show you the way that I did it and what was my idea. I'm quite sure there's going to be tons of other videos out there, but basically when I got here, this is based on the level you are in campaign. It kind of throws you up to whatever level. I was thrown to stage 6. I pretty much easily did stage 6, 7 and 8 where you pretty much just blast the boss and then you wait for the waves to come. And then once you can, honestly, even from stage 8 and 9, it becomes a little bit difficult. So what I'm going to show is going to be my stage 9 team. I did not quite do 10 yet. I'm quite sure I would be able to do 10. I might just, need a little bit more RNG. But the cool thing about this one is you only have to do it once, okay? In order to get these rewards, the Flawless Crystal, you only have to do it once and then that's about it. You don't have to keep doing it because, so I guess you don't really care about 3-starring or not. Like, even though it says you need to 3-star to auto fight, well, there's no auto fight to be done. So let me just show you, I did a pre-recording of this. So this is the team that I'm using. So I went with Piercers and I went with Northerners. The reason why I actually went with this is because, well, the thing that I noticed and I learned and was difficult for me is the fact you pretty much get killed pretty fast. It's really tough. The higher you get, the boss hits so hard once he does that cold snap that you need as much survivability as you can get. And to be fair, just healers did not quite cut it. That's why I actually brought Gwendolyn in the team, okay? So she's kind of like the core champion of my team and she's just been amazing. And obviously her paired with Vortex, which can bring some other shields, works pretty fine. I guess the best option for giving you some survivability in this team would be somebody like a Sadie, but the issue with Sadie, from my point of view, is she has a really small range and, it takes a while for her to come back to her recharge that gives you, the damage reduction. Another good option, I guess, to use for this one, let me show you because I do not have that one, but another good option would be somebody like a Fercy, I think is the name. Let me double check before I say something wrong. There's somebody that has all allies in range gain damage reductions. One of the healers. How can I go and see? Okay, let's go to the healers just straight up because I remember looking at this for the sake of trying to do this and even for the Titan one. Okay, yep, Fercy. So the reason why Fercy is good, again, has AoE damage reduction to allies in range. Starts with 5%. If you fully max this out, is what, 10, 20, 25. That can be really helpful. So if you do have somebody like a Fercy, that's going to be awesome. Also, Fercy has a pretty awesome range, same range as Hollow, Vortex, all of those cool other ones. So this is, the Fercy might be one of the best ones. Unfortunately, I don't have one. Maybe I'm going to pull one one day. But let's have a look at the run. So again, let me look at the people. So I do have in here Iovar, Silas, Hex. It's not free to play, friend. Okay, I'm just showing you the team that I used. So Silas, Hex, Zilitu. Then I used Valeria. I used Isolde as my Lord, and I actually used them in the team. Valkyra, Vortex, Gwendolyn, and then Brokir. The one key thing that I noticed, and that's really important, is in order to make it easier for you, you want to have I've not tested it a million times, but if you place somebody just in front of the boss will always attack that one. Obviously, we will go for a tank. So if you place a tank straight up first, all the single target hits will go on that person. If you start placing your ranged people around here, well, guess what's going to happen? He's going to keep attacking the last one that you placed. So start with the tank, and also the way that I did it is I let the boss do the first cold snap before I placed anybody at all. So one of those damages gets out of the way, okay? You're going to see as soon as the cold snap happens, boom, I start dropping. Brokir goes first, then I went with Silas first, then I went Gwendolyn. The reason for that is I have Invigoration on Gwendolyn. Then I went Hex, and then I went with Vortex. I really want to have both of those healers down there, the healer and the shielder, because Again, like I mentioned, the cold snap when the boss does that AoE, it's such a big problem that you definitely want to, you know, have enough survivability. So that's why I had both of those ones. So watch this. Even with the cold snap, I think I already get somebody like us. You saw that. Even though I do have some healing and shielding, my Silas and Hex just got one shot. But Valkyra actually survived, so I can keep them back alive with Gwendolyn and Vortex. After they die, I just started putting my other 2 DPS in Ivar and in Valeria. So basically the way that you want to think this team is, unless you can make sure that you can keep your whole team alive all the time, then try to bring in the team all people that you know you're gonna use, because some people will die, then you bring other ones. So for example, in my case, I have, apart from Valkyria that has an amazing range, I do have 2 other fighters that will allow me to like swap around and place them in Zillitu and in Valeria. And then when it comes to range DPS, the one that I do bring in from time to time is Ivar. He does some really good damage. He's no Silas or Hex. Honestly, he's always going to do more damage. So I just try to keep those other 2 as priority. Obviously, Silas does the most damage. Then once something like this happens, I start placing, for example, I had another spot, start placing Hex on the side, but I went with the side of Vortex, because at least, you know, get some damage, he can heal. You see, even this, look at this, even though we had shields, you still saw that I got my Valkyria get 1 shot, but while Valkyria is dead, I just started and put my Valeria over there to fight. The one thing that I want you to keep in mind, see this what happened right now. I think it's these little ones, once they start hitting, there's a chance you get frozen, and somebody gets frozen, basically the units just start passing by. So always try to keep maybe Isol or another tank as a backup, not placed if you can, so that if something like this happens, then you're gonna see I'm just gonna despawn Hex and then I'm gonna place Isol down to basically block it up. If you have 2 fighters and both of your fighters are frozen, you see they start passing, remove your fighter and just throw in there the defender so you can keep them from passing by. But in my case, I just let it because it was just 1. If it's more than 1, then you obviously want to make sure that you do the trick that I told you. Despawn that fighter and put in the defender. Once you restore your cost and they're ready to place back, you just remove the defender and go back again with fighters. You see, I'm not quite killing the boss. The boss is also really tanky. He does that rake well, he does the cleave damage. Apart from that, he also gets to a point where that's what's going to be difficult, where he's going to heal himself and then he has a spot where he goes and just hits the whole map. And that one hurts, because he hits the whole map, then he freezes you, and that's where it becomes difficult. But as long as you can survive, this is the main thing. As long as you can survive the boss hits and rotate through your skills and basically just clear off all of the minions. You see what happened again. My Isolde got frozen, so what I'm doing in this case is I remove Isolde and I put Zillitu just so I can block them, so there's no problem. See, I do that because Valkyria was frozen again. And that's how I did. Your main priority should be trying to survive up until you clear with the wave, because that's the main problem. Trying to clear with everything that comes at you from both of the sides and whatnot. So, you know, that's what I did. And then I pretty much try to either full YOLO or just try to control my hits, keep myself alive. Maybe keep something like Vortex's ultimate that puts a shield on us just before the boss does that cold snap, because that's what kills us. Now you're gonna see once the boss does this one, he's gonna flash freeze and just starts hitting everybody. That's why I don't place anyone yet, because you see he does a ton of damage. After that passed, I start throwing my people back again down. So I start with, first I go with Silas again, then I'm gonna remove Ivar, and then I'm gonna go with Hex. The reason why you saw me that I kept waiting is I thought the boss was gonna do that cold snap. When he does that again, AoE hit and pretty much kills my people if they don't have a shield from Gwendolyn. One thing that you want to keep an eye out is whenever the boss hits 100 on this one, he's gonna do that full board hit again with freeze. So maybe try and you know, keep Vortex's heal for that if you don't use it for the cold snap. But you can see, this is what I'm talking about. The boss hits so hard, it's painful and it's really hard to deal with. So I'm quite sure I'm going to be able to do the same thing on the last stage, but it's obviously going to be a bit tough because I expect the boss to hit a lot harder, which means if he's going to one-shot my Gwendolyn or my Vortex, which are my healers and are supposed to be really tanky because they're HP based, then that's going to be a problem. Look at how hard he hits. So one of the trick I guess that you can do is you can try and re-gear your people and give them more survivability, but the problem then is gonna be that, well, how are you gonna kill the boss? Because you can see that whenever the boss does that glacier, forgot the name of it, whenever the boss does that skill, he heals himself. You have to keep that in mind, that he also heals himself. Okay, we get a we hit. One thing that Valeria is really good here is that when she procs her ultimate, she cannot be killed. So that's a really good one. So again, she does cold snap, she's gonna die now because she finished her ultimate. But I guess this was pretty straightforward. Glacial Purge, that's how it's called. My best advice is going to be to try and use Gwendolyn, honestly. Gwendolyn and Vortex, that should keep you alive because, again, like I said, Sadie has a small range. If you place her here, she just covers people around her and then one spot over here because she has the Dolores range. So, you know, it's not going to be... Sadie is not going to be the best one unless you have another quirky. I don't know, you might have another quirky idea, but I don't know. This is the way that I build it. Let me quickly go through the build of my people so you see exactly what I had. I'm going to try and be quick with these ones because, you know what, there's a lot of people and yeah, it might take a while. So this is my avatar. I'm just going to show you the stats like this, and then you can pretty much look for yourself, and then the artifacts, because again, I don't want to keep this video to be any longer than it already is. So you are going to see some strong builds on my account because, you know what, I've been playing for a while. I've been playing since October last year, but you know, it's fun. It's fun to always have a challenge. You don't necessarily, not sure if you actually need to beat everything, like all of the stages. I guess we can get some more resources from other events in order to buy the stuff from the shop, but the things that we do buy from the shop, they're pretty amazing. So you 100% are gonna want to try and do the best that you can. My goal was honestly to at least get to stage 9 so I get that different currency, and now that I beat that, I can relax, or maybe I'm gonna try to beat stage 10 as well. And you know what, if I'm gonna do it and it's gonna be a different team, then I'm gonna make another video on it. If I cannot do it, or if I do with the same team, then well, there's no point for me to do another video, because you know, what's the point? I'm just same team, just gone higher level, maybe some different you know, some different stats or different placements, or just RNGing it, because sometimes you just got RNG it. But again, keep in mind, at least from what I've noticed, unless I'm missing something, if I'm missing something, let me know in the comments down below. But from what I'm seeing, you don't need to 3-star it. You just need to beat it once, grab yourself the rewards, and then you're going to be able to grab yourself these juicy rewards as well. Like, I definitely want to get myself the Anora exclusive artifact, because I'm going to be pulling for her this weekend. So this weekend's going to be fun. Friday, I'm going to do summons. Saturday, I'm going to do summons. It's going to be a cool one. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at this for today, guys. I hope this was helpful. If this was helpful, let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and guess I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.